Shift drive charging.
Week in review. Here are this week's major stories. Independent pilots have engaged a previously unseen type of Thargoid vessel in both the Pleiades Nebula and the core systems. Admiral Aidan Tanner, Aegis's chief military liaison, confirmed that the new ship, classified as the Hydra, is a variant of the Thargoid Interceptor. Federal President Zachary Hudson has announced that Aegis Corps is to relocate from Socho to the federal home system of Sol. The move is a response to the criminal occupation of the Socho system, which led to the temporary immobilization of Aegis's Eagle Eye network, a system of orbital installations designed to determine potential Thargoid attack sites. Engineer Ramtar has detected unusual energy signatures in the NGC 2451A sector, the IC2391 sector and
Shift drive charging.
Sinuefi region. While the precise nature of the signals is unclear, Ramtar has encouraged independent pilots to investigate. In other news, the Colonia Council has announced that 4 engineers have established bases in the Colonia region to provide services to independent pilots. According to a statement, the Council consulted with engineers in the core systems to identify individuals who could offer similar services in Colonia. The date of Princess Aisling Duval's wedding to Federal Ambassador Jordan Rochester has passed without comment from either party. While Emperor Arissa and President Hudson are thought to be pleased with the cancellation of the wedding, the silence from Aisling Duval and Jordan Rochester leaves questions about the legitimacy of their relationship unanswered. Maddox Hurd, owner of Herculean Machines, has publicly dismissed the efforts of rival company Supertech. Mr. Hurd denounced the idea of wearable devices as ridiculous, prompting Supertech CEO Scorpio Devoro to describe him as a man of limited imagination. Meanwhile, Alliance President Gibson Kincaid has begun lobbying to invest the position of president with executive powers. He has also said that the incumbent should remain in office for 6 years, instead of a maximum of 2 one-year terms. Prime Minister Redmond Mahone has voiced his opposition to the proposal. Juanita Bishop, a leading campaigner against the Thargoid cult, has announced that she is running for Federal Congress. Mrs. Bishop's vocal condemnation of Thargoid worship has gained her a strong following in many federal systems. She is now campaigning to be elected to Congress as an independent candidate. In related news, the Thargoid sect has issued a public request for Thargoid materials. It is understood that the objects will be revered as objects of worship, and will not be used in any xenobiological experiments. Finally, authorities in the Betel system have confirmed that the conflict between Betel Free and the Silver Creative Network has come to an end. Both factions received support from independent combat pilots, to whom generous rewards were promised, but ultimately there could be only one victor. It is hoped that the cessation of hostilities will preface a period of peace. And those are the main stories this week. Alliance President proposes changes. Alliance President Gibson Kincaid has confirmed he will campaign for re-election in October. Addressing the media, President Kincaid also said he wanted to make significant changes to the Alliance Constitution. The role of Alliance President is largely ceremonial. I believe that should change. I have been lobbying to invest the position with executive powers, over and above the Prime Minister and the Assembly. By streamlining our bureaucracy, we can make decisions as efficiently as the other superpowers. I also believe that each presidential incumbent should remain in office for 6 years. Instead of a maximum of 2 one-year terms. That will allow time to renegotiate diplomatic relationships and correct past mistakes. Gibson Kincaid was the governor of the Zéancé system before assuming the presidency in 3303. He He has repeatedly claimed that the Alliance is failing to fulfill its true potential.
Fuel scooping.
Prime Minister Edmund Mahone responded, "Our constitution has served us well for decades and I see no reason to amend it. Its system of checks and balances exists to prevent any individual from becoming too
Fuel scooping complete.
powerful and destabilizing the Alliance. The other presidential candidates will be announced within the next 2 weeks." Computer designers' rivalry
Frameshift drive charging.
escalates. Maddox Hurd, owner of Herculean Machines, has publicly dismissed the efforts of rival company Supertech. Both companies are currently developing new computer designs. Mr. Hurd referred directly to Supertech's forthcoming product, the Talk, while addressing the media. "There's a reason Herculean has never explored the concept of wearable devices. It's a ridiculous idea. I bet $1 million those fragile gizmos will break, or their holograms will start glitching, the moment you turn them on.
Fuel scooping.
If you want a reliable piece of tech, you need the Jura drive. Believe me, our device will keep on working whatever you throw at it, and even if you throw it." When invited to comment, Supertech CEO Devorah responded,
Fuel scooping complete.
"It's regrettable that those with a clear vision of the future are often denigrated by individuals of limited imagination. We offer an elegant and revolutionary approach to personal computing, not just a rubber brick with a screen.
Frameshift drive charging.
I'm sure customers will make the intelligent choice. Prototypes for both the Talk and the Jura Drive will be unveiled at the Rackham Ultratech Expo on Wednesday, the 3rd of October. God Campaign. The Thargoid worshipping sect that reveres an entity known as the Far God has issued a request for Thargoid materials. Chancellor Regan Tanner, speaking on behalf of LHS 2541 Combined, which is supporting the campaign, released the following statement. To maintain their
Fuel scooping.
privacy and avoid further persecution, members of the Far God sect have approached us to facilitate the collection of Thargoid materials. They have made it explicit that these materials will be revered as objects of worship
Fuel scooping complete.
and will not be used as part of any xenobiological experiments. In the interests of religious freedom, we have decided to fulfill their request.
Frameshift drive charging.
In support of this campaign, LHS 2541 Alliance Combine has placed an open order.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Frameshift drive charging. Frameshift drive charging. Frameshift drive charging. Frameshift drive charging.